Haley, what's up today? You're always so chill. I want to be chill like you. I gotta stand up. Yes, indeed. Buenos dias, Nikki. James, how are you today? Anybody have any big plans for the weekend? I know we just had a long 3-day weekend. Anybody got anything going on this weekend? Sleep. Bueno. So we have a okay, so this is going to be a little story, right? Not really a story, but whatever. So I love going to the state of New Mexico, right? I told you this like the first week of school. I love New Mexico. Okay. It has warts just like every other place on the planet. It's not perfect. I get it. But it is like it speaks to my soul. Yeah. And one of the things that they're most famous for is they're the only place in the United States that grows, or in the world maybe, that grows a green chili called Hatch, because it's Hatch, New Mexico. So for them to be called a Hatch green chili, they have to be from Hatch. Okay. And it's kind of a thing like this time of year because the chilies are now ripe and they pick them and then they put them in like this big spinning barrel over like an open fire. Yeah, like a barbecue kind of a thing. And they roast them. Okay. And it smells real good and it's just cool. Well, of course, I'm always teaching school in the fall. And so I can't ever be in New Mexico when they start roasting the chilies, right? Well, the good news is I live in Kansas City, Missouri, right? So this weekend, somebody is organizing a Hatch chili festival where they're going to roast Hatch chilies. And so I get to go. I'm going and I'm so excited. I can't be in New Mexico for it, but that's okay. I can be around roasting Hatch green chilies. Okay. Yes. And I'm looking forward to it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. We need to get our peoples in here, right? Let's see where everybody's at today. Buenos días a todos. How's everyone today? Okay, so our question behind me today, ¿Tienes? Do you have, right? ¿Tienes? That was one of our question words. ¿Tienes preguntas sobre la prueba de hoy? So do you have any questions about the quiz today? Buenos días, Oriana, Carolina, Priscilla, Holden, Elizabeth. Buenos días a todos. Ready to get it done. Well, I'm trying to get everybody logged in here and ready to go. Yes. I know we reviewed it the other day, right? Yeah. Buenos días, Marilisa, Akari, Lay, ¿cómo estás? Carlin, buenos días. Yes, great to see your faces today. Arshis, ¿cómo estás? ¿Estás bien? Sí. Carolina, what's the poster behind you? I can't make out the image. It looks kind of cool, is why I ask.
It's just from a game that I like. These
From
are
a
just
game.
old posters.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Buenos dias, Stacy. Okay, you guys, it's 17 after. Remember, class starts at 15 after, so we need to make sure we are on time. Yeah. Especially on days like today where we have a quiz. So those of you who just joined us, check out my background. Okay. ¿Tienes preguntas? Do you have any questions about the quiz today? ¿Tienes, right? Have, you have. So in a question, do you have? ¿Tienes, right? Buenos días, Dallas. Let's try to be on time, Charlie. Yep. All right. ¿Tienes preguntas sobre la prueba de hoy? If you have a question about the quiz today, pop it in the chat. Okay. Bueno. So we got a weekend coming up and it's good. Okay, so behind me, you guys, hoy es jueves, right? Today is Thursday, el 4 de septiembre, or el 4 de septiembre. Progress reports today, right? And you guys have done a really nice job of getting caught up and staying caught up, and we want to continue to do that. We always need to remember about those VHL assignments, the ones in the little fireworks emoji, you know. And by all means, you guys, if you have an issue that doesn't allow you to do an assignment, you know, like if your computer's glitching for a recording or, you know, I don't know, you can't access something or whatever, then don't wait until like the thing is due or overdue. Okay. Just tell me. All you gotta do is shoot me an inbox message, or you can put it in the chat or whatever. Okay. Just, you know, communicate with me and we'll figure it out. Okay. Don't just leave it. All right. Okay. So what are we doing today? Vamos a hacer la prueba. We're going to take our first quiz. I guess it's our first quiz. And then vamos a ver cómo se escribe las fechas. Okay. How do we write the date? And you'll be surprised maybe at just how different it is than what we are accustomed to. Okay. So here's how we're going to do this today. I will, here in a minute, I'll go into Canvas and I will publish the quiz, right? Everybody goes into the quiz. We take the quiz, you submit the quiz, right? While we wait for everyone to finish, if you have assignments that you need to work on, because today is progress report day, you can do that. And then when everyone's done, and it's only 10 simple questions, right? So it's not going to take you very long to do. And then when everyone's done, we'll come back together and we will start our vocabulario del calendario, right? At the calendar, which we're headed for our preliminary unit. Okay. Muy bien. So any last minute questions? Okay. All right. Muy bien. So give me a second. I'm going to head on over to Canvas. I'm going to publish, and then you guys can meet me there. I need to probably get over in the right class. And you guys can meet me there. And yep. And hold on. And then you'll have to refresh your screen. So give me just a second and I'll let you know my computer's thinking. Also this month, while I'm waiting on my computer, this month, September 15th, is Hispanic Heritage Month. Yeah, from September 15th to October 15th. And so maybe we'll do a little thing, right? We'll celebrate that a little bit. All right, give me a second. Come on, computer. Okay, so one reminder before we head on over there, you guys, is we do not leave Canvas. When we take a quiz or a test in here, right, we do not leave Canvas, because if we leave Canvas, Canvas records that, yeah, and Canvas records that, and then I don't, I don't know like where you've been or what you did. And so if if you leave Canvas, I'm going to think, okay, well, maybe they went online. Right. And so then I would have to give you a grade of 0. So my suggestion to you would be to close all of your tabs with the exception of Canvas and Go Guardian and Zoom. And that way there won't be any question. Okay, everybody clear about what I'm asking you to do? Okay, so go ahead and refresh your Canvas screen. And if you take a look at my Zoom screen, you're going to scroll down to objective number 6, hacer preguntas. And you should see this word, prueba, right? That's our quiz. Anytime you see this word, it's a quiz. So you want to click on it, take your time, submit it. Make sure you have everything turned in because today's progress reports, and then just chill while everyone's finished, and then we'll start our new lesson today. Okay? All right, vámonos. And just because it's a quiz doesn't mean you cannot ask me a question. I encourage you to ask me questions. Oriana, I need you to join us. Charlie. Dallas. Holden. Lay. Charlie. I don't see you in Canvas. Okay, good job. Muy bien, Carlin. Lay, you're going to find where it says hacer preguntas. And it should say prueba. You're just going to need to scroll a little bit. There should be, you should be able to, I think I put in multiple attempts. Yay, Maria Lisa. Okay, so while we wait for everyone to finish, you want to check and make sure you have all of your assignments turned in today for all of your classes, yeah, while we're waiting. Okay, Rihanna, I don't see you in the quiz. Charlie, I don't see you in the quiz. Dallas, Lay, I do not see you in the quiz. Holden. Yes. Yes. So someone just asked me that you have 3 attempts. I would encourage you to try all 3. It will keep the higher score. Okay. So if you don't like your score, you can try again. You can try 3 times. 3rd time's a charm, right? And it will keep the higher score for you. You need to do the quiz. And then you can, while we wait for everyone to finish, yay, Kamora, yay, Arshas, then you can be working on anything that you're missing. You guys have 3 attempts. You can take advantage of them. Who said that to me? Oh, no, I think you're good. I think you're good if memory serves me. Charlie, I don't see you in the quiz. You guys are doing a great job. Holden, can you check the chat? Don't forget to check VHL to make sure that you have all of those completed. Holden, you need to open up your screen. No, you need to take advantage of the opportunity, please. Kimura? I don't know, what are you referring to? You want me to look at your screen? Is that what you want me to do?
I sent a picture in the chat.
Oh, let's see. No, that's just the whole cumulative thing. No. Yep. Okay, looks like we still have some folks working. Yep. It's called, it's in the preliminary unit in Canvas. Under Objective 6, and it's called Prueba. That's our word for quiz, Prueba, on question words. Should be at the bottom or toward the bottom. Yes, Heaven, that's fine. As long as you submit it, absolutely. Because we're going to pull something out of there too, out of Canvas as soon as everyone's finished with the quiz. Just chill a second. We're almost finished. Another minute or two. Okay. Make sure you submit. All right, good job. Okay. Charlie, where are you? There you are. Okay. Let's be patient, you guys. Charlie, make sure you submit. There you go. Okay, muy bien. Good job. Nicely done, everybody. Okay, here's what I need for everyone to do. we have a simple thing today, right? We're going to start working on objective 7, which is días y fechas. Okay, so days and dates. So basically, you guys, el calendario. Okay, so what I need for you to do is to head back into Canvas. I know some of you are working on assignments for other classes. Go ahead and pause those or set those aside because you don't want to miss new information, right, today? And head on over to Canvas and make sure that you refresh Canvas, okay? And as always, we work from the top of our modules down. So you want to go to the bottom of the module where it says Objective 7. It's misspelled, but that's okay. And if you're not sure where we are, take a look at my Zoom screen and you'll see some really simple guided notes. So what I'd like for you to do is kind of get yourself organized. Go ahead and click on them. They should kind of look like this. No, they should look like this. If you have a trouble or an issue, you know, pop it in the chat or you can unmute. Let me know. Okay. And so you can see, you guys, from looking at my Zoom screen, this is what real simple guided notes, right? It's not so much about the vocab here, especially because a lot of these are cognates, you know, and we're going to look at them together here in just a second. But it's really like, what are the differences? That's our goal here, you guys, when we're talking about calendar. What is the difference? How are things done in the United States that are different from the rest of the world? And you're going, who cares about dates and the calendar and all of that? And I get it. I get it. Okay. But in this world, you guys, of technology and, you know, Zoom and all of these other ways that we can connect with people across the world that's not in person, right? If the rest of the world does things a different way than we do, and there's a lot of ways where the United States does things differently than everybody else, then we need to, if we're going to do like business and we're going to communicate with others in whatever aspect it is, we need to kind of know how the rest of the world functions so that we can function, right, as world citizens as well, right? So that's part of the reason why we do this calendar thing. And when you get this open, you guys, obviously the words are in Spanish and you are just going to type. So you want to make sure that you can type in the sheet here, right? You want to make sure that you can open a text whatchamajigger, I can't think of the word, and make sure that you can type in the blanks. Okay. All right. Any questions about what we're doing right now? So I'm looking at Go Guardian and I should see everybody have that, those guided notes opened up. They're easy. Holden, I don't see yours. James, I don't see yours. Charlie, Haley, I don't see yours. See, Nikki, you know, we need to fix your Go Guardian some way, somehow. Oriana, I don't see yours. Okay. All right. Okay. It's a picture. So you should be able to, let me open
How do
up.
we write on that?
Okay, hold on. I'll get ready to pull it up for you. Hold on one sec. So you have a couple of options. right? You can click here to maybe make your own copy and put it in your Google Drive. Or if you click on annotate here in Canvas, right? You should be able to open a text box, click the T, and when you want to type on something, it'll open a text box for you. Everybody see that? Yes? Okay. Some of us were wondering. Okay. There's also this little download thingy that'll download you like a PDF. And then if you have Cami or something, you could probably put it up in Cami and work on it there. Okay. All right. So some of us, you know, every day, you guys, when we come in, I say, oh, look, hoy es jueves, right? Hoy es miércoles, hoy es martes, hoy es lunes, you know, whatever. The ones we don't get are like the weekend because we're not together on weekends, especially, right? So, like I said, as we go through our vocab together, we're going to try to find differences. Okay, because those differences are mega super important. So give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Everybody ready? Holden? You have an issue? Charlie, Priscilla, let me see if you're ready. Haley, Kimura, thank you. Nikki, you ready? Yeah, okay, perfect. Oriana, Stacy, Carlin, Kari, everybody ready? All right, Dallas, good to go? Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Y'all, we work together. Let's not work ahead because then we miss things, right? Okay, so el calendario, is this a cognate? Sí o no? Sí, okay. And so down here, you guys, what makes up the calendar? Well, we have los días de la semana, the days of the week, y los meses, right? And the months of the year. That's what a calendar is about, right? Días de la semana, days of the week, y los meses, right? And the months of the year. Okay. The good news is a lot of these are cognates, right? So like I said, it's not really about the word as much as it is about the differences that we should probably be aware of. So you should be able to open a text box or however you decided you wanted to type in your notes. So scroll down to the days of the week, los días de la semana, right? And we'll just do pronunciation, right? Los días de la semana, los. So is the word día masculine or feminine? What's your guess? Put an M or an F in the chat. Do you think this word días is masculine or feminine? It says los días. What do you think? Masculine or feminine? Tell me M or F. Okay, Kimura. Good, Carolina. Anyone else? M or F, masculine or feminine? Los días. So, and let me see if this works because I really prefer this thing. Is this going to work for us today? Maybe. All right, so that's where I'm at. Los días. Okay, so we have talked a little bit about most things that are masculine are going to end in an O. Most things that are feminine are going to end in an A. Well, if días ends in an A, what's this O here for? Well, there are those things that don't follow. There's always that like 1% or whatever that are going to just be their rogue, basically, right? And so our word día or días in the plural is masculine. How do we know? Because los. So días is one of those days, or words rather, that is going to trick us. So it's el día, one, if we had one day, or los días, because we're talking about the days of the week. Okay, so we got to be careful so that our eye should be trained not only to look at the end of the word, if it's an O or an A, but to look at the el, the la, the los, or the las to help us if something is masculine or feminine. Okay. All right. So semana, days of the week, right? The days of the week. So we have domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, y sábado. Okay. So make sure you're typing in your notes, right? What day is what? Domingo is Sunday. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, y sábado. Okay. So differences. Let's look at this whole chart. We got the days of the week in Spanish on the left and the days of the week in English on the right. What is the difference? What do we notice about how they write the days of the week? Obviously, they're in Spanish, and obviously it's a different word. But what else is different? What can we pluck out of here, you guys? What's different about them between English and Spanish? Take a look at how they're written. What's different? You can tell me. You can unmute or you can pop it in the chat, whatever you prefer.
None of them are really cognates, honestly, but I mean, sábado does start with S, like Saturday.
Okay, yeah, we can kind of make a connection there, right? Anybody else see a connection? Even if it's a long distance one. Okay, very good. Most of them end in ES. Muy bien. Anyone else? That's a good one, Marilisa. Anyone else? Well, domingo and sábado end in an O. And so, yes, they are masculine. Yep. Okay. What do we call things, you guys, that are like part of the moon? When we say like moon landing or a what?
Lunar.
Lunar. Yes, lunar, right? So you can see loon here. And then we have MON like moon. Yeah. And so a lot of these, you guys, are from, like the ancient Greek or ancient Roman gods, and we've taken the word and it's sort of changed obviously over the centuries and stuff like that, right? But we can still find some things. Okay. But I want to draw your attention mostly to this. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? How are they different from English?
They're all lowercase.
Absolutely. They are all lowercase. Okay. So in Spanish, when we use these words in a sentence, right? On Saturday, I'm going to the store, for example. Okay. We will not capitalize the word. Okay. They are not capitalized. Now, you guys are probably going, well, who cares or whatever. Well, listen, it's only been recently, right, that we had things like texting and chatting or whatever, where, punctuation and capitalization doesn't really matter anymore, right? But so okay, because when you get to be like, if you guys ever go into business or you do work for a company that works with other, Spanish speakers or whoever, right? You need to kind of know, you got to be professional. So you need to kind of know that they don't capitalize. Now, it's not just Spanish that doesn't capitalize. The French don't capitalize. The Italian language doesn't capitalize. Portuguese doesn't capitalize. Like, there are others who don't capitalize. Okay. So again, that's a difference for us in English. Okay. All right. Muy bien. All right. So let's just take a look at these words over here. We have la semana is a week. Hoy, you guys hear me use this today. I mean, often, right, in my background. Hoy. Mañana, tomorrow. Ayer. Ayer is yesterday. Day after tomorrow, el pasado mañana. And we're going to see this word a lot. Después. Después is after. And then we have antes, before. Now, does this look like a cognate to you, you guys? Antes. Is that a cognate at all? What do you think? What's your vote? Yes or no? Sí o no? No? You don't think so? Okay. Well, what about let me think of a word you might know from a game or something. Like, what's an antechamber? Ante, A-N-T-E. Do we use that in English? We do. We do, right? And it means like before, or if you play cards, if anybody in your family plays cards and like you bet, something, you put in your ante. We call it an ante, right? Because it's something that you do before you show your cards, right? So we do use that in English, right? A-N-T-E, something that happens first or something that happens before. Okay, absolutely. All right, any questions about these, you guys? La semana, hoy, mañana, ayer, el pasado mañana, después, or antes? Okay, all right, let me erase my stuff and we'll go on. Okay, so make sure that you can hear our little song. Let me see if I can. Yeah.
I don't really get the guided notes.
You don't get them? How do you mean you don't get them? You're just typing in what they mean. Is that what you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yep. You're just typing in what they mean. Okay. You're making a vocabulary list, basically, right? All right. All right. Let's see. Let's make sure we can hear this video. I'm hoping.
Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. 7 días tiene la semana. 7 días tiene la semana. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. 7 días tiene la semana. 7 días tiene la semana.
All right. I like that little song. One more time.
When you mean by fill in, do you want us to fill in like the English word on the side of it?
Yes. You're making a vocab list for yourself. Absolutely. Okay.
So we're translating everything on that list.
Whatever you have on your guided notes is all you're responsible for. Okay. Okay, one more time, because I like this little one.
Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. 7 días tiene la semana. 7 días tiene la semana. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. 7 días tiene la semana. 7 días tiene la semana.
All right. Good job. I like these little things. Okay, that's just me.
I'm sorry, I didn't get them all. Can you go one more time?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You didn't get what?
I didn't get all of them down. Can you do it
Not-
one more time?
Let's go back. So let me put the screen back up. So that's why we leave the screens up just until we learn how we're doing things, right? That's why we put the screen up and you guys can be typing in what you see. So when you were kids, and I'm just asking just since we're waiting, When you were kids and you guys were learning how to read, I don't know, think back maybe third grade, second grade, fourth grade, I don't know, think of something. Did you guys ever get like spelling lists? Yeah, you did. Did you ever get like, so when you did a spelling list, didn't you have to know what they meant also? You did, right? So you had a spelling list. Okay, you're responsible for these words, and then you had to like write in the meaning next to the word. Is that what you did? Yeah. So this is basically what we're doing, right? It's the same kind of thing, except we're going from Spanish to English. So we have a word in Spanish, right? And then we put our English. And sometimes we'll do it the other way. Sometimes list will come in English and you'll type in the Spanish, okay? So that we know what they mean. So it's basically what we did when we were little kids, since we're starting all over again, right? Okay, I'm going to go on. These are in Canvas, right? They'll be posted in Canvas, so you can always go back and fill in your blanks as you need them, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this. Now, there's a lot going on here, okay? So I think in your list, you have the question, right? ¿Qué día es hoy? What's the day today, or what is today's day? Now, we know that día means day, and so our response is going to be a day of the week, right? Es miércoles, or what's today? Thursday. Es jueves hoy. Okay, so in your notes, you should be typing. I think there's a spot that asks you, what does this mean? So what day is today, right? ¿Qué día es hoy? Hoy es miércoles, right? So, clase, ¿qué día es mañana? ¿Qué día es mañana? Here's our word for mañana.
It's not letting me it's not letting me insert a text box.
Are you in Canvas?
Yes, huh?
Okay, let's go back. So you should be able to, if you're in Canvas and you clicked annotate, then you should click your T, and then you have to click on the word or the box. You have to click on it again. Did you see that, James? Yes?
Do you think it's possible we can just get the link to the notes?
No, we have to go through it together so that we can hear pronunciation and all that. You will have the link to the notes, and then you can go back in and redo it however you like to do it. Okay. All right. Any other questions before we go on? Okay. So my question to you, clase, ¿qué día es mañana? What is that question asking? ¿Qué día es mañana? What's it asking? Who can tell me? You can unmute or you can pop it in the chat.
What day is tomorrow?
Yeah, very good. What day is tomorrow? So, clase, ¿qué día es mañana? What day is tomorrow? Can you tell me in Spanish? Somebody? What's Thursday?
Viernes?
Or Friday, rather. Viernes. Muy bien, whoever said viernes. So, in a sentence, you guys, look what we do. Watch. We get rid of our question word because we're going to answer it. Yeah. And we're going to say, mañana. I'm going to get rid of this. Mañana, tomorrow, is viernes. So look what we do. We just get rid of what makes it a question. Mañana es viernes, right? All we do is restate the question in our answer. Everybody see that? Mañana es viernes. Tomorrow is Friday. Okay. Muy bien. Muy bien. Okay. So, if I give you, let's look at the calendar. Can y'all see the calendar? All right. If I give you our calendar and it says we have our days of the week, domingo, lunes, martes, etc. And we have our numbers. So if I say to you, ¿qué día, right? What day? ¿Qué día es el 10? let's just do it that way. I'll say, what day is the 10th? Yeah. You can say to me, es martes. Okay, everybody understand what we're doing? I'm going to give you a number. So this is a way to practice our numbers. Okay, I'm going to say, what day is the 10th, for example, and you're going to look on the calendar up here and tell me what day of the week it is. Okay, so be ready to answer. You can answer in chat as well. Okay, all right. So clase, let me clear all my scribbles. Clase, ¿qué día es el 8? ¿Qué día, sorry, es el 8? So in the chat, in Spanish, clase, we're practicing our spelling, yeah. ¿Qué día es el 8? Nope, you're answering the question. ¿Qué día es el 8? What day is the 8th, clase? Your response es domingo, based on this calendar. Right? Good job. Muy bien. Es domingo. See, el 8 es domingo. The 8th is Sunday. Okay, muy bien. All right, let's do another one. Bueno, all right, clase, ¿qué día es el... How about el 11? ¿Qué día es el 11? So what number is 11? You have to know that. Very good. Very good, you guys. Muy bien. ¿Qué día es el 11? 11. What number is 11? Very good. You guys are doing great. Sí. 11 is 11. ¿Qué día es el 11? Es miércoles. Miércoles. Okay? All right, one more. Good job, you guys. One more. Okay. Clase, ¿qué día es el 21? ¿Qué día es el 21? ¿Qué día es el 21? Very good. Carlin, muy bien. Heaven, muy bien. Kamura, muy bien. Marilisa, good job. Yay, Haley. ¿Qué día, clase, es el 21? Lay, very good. Oh, 21. 21. You're close. Clase 21, 21, 21st, right? So, ¿qué día es sábado? Es el sábado, clase. Yes, sábado was the 21st. Okay. All right. So in your notes, you guys want to make sure that you know what these mean, that you've typed it in your notes, right? Okay. You have mañana is, you have hoy es, you have your days of the week so far. Okay. What day is such and such? Okay. So you want to make sure you have all that filled in. All right. Now let's look at the months of the year. And before I say anything else about the months of the year, you guys, what do you notice about them? Do they look familiar? Are they cognates? Go ahead.
February looks like February.
Yeah. Febrero.
All of them are cognates.
Oh,
and
you're all, yeah, see,
Yeah.
absolutely. Y'all see how easy this is. To me, the only one that's kind of goofy is January, right? Y'all agree with that one? Yeah, January, enero. But otherwise, they're all cognates, right? So January, February, March, April, May, June, et cetera, et cetera. So los meses, the months of the year, del año, los meses del año, right? Enero, January, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, y diciembre, right? Easy. This is easy stuff. Okay, what else do we notice about them? What do they have in common with the days of the week in Spanish? And how
They're
they-
not capitalized.
Exactly. Neither are these capitalized. Okay. So perfect. Good eye. Okay. So these are easy to remember. So these are really just the spelling, right? So in your notes, just you should be filling these in. They're pretty easy, right? Just the only goofy one to me is enero. Okay. Now, while you guys are typing, I'd like us to look at this word right here, año. Año. Do you think that word año is a cognate? So it's the months of the year. Año, year. Is that a cognate? What do you think? Sí o no? Tell me with a thumbs up or a thumbs down or something. I have a no vote. I have one no vote. Do you think año is a cognate? Very good, Marilisa. Anyone else? What do y'all think? Is the word año, if it means year, the months of the year, do you think that it's a cognate? No? Okay. Anyone else say no? Well, let's think about it a second. If you go, like, this is autumn or heading toward autumn. And at least around here, we have a lot of festivals or something, you know. But how many times have you heard something like, oh, it's the first annual, I don't know, 4K run or something like that. The first annual, right? Or the 10th annual or the 100th annual. Y'all have heard that word? Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Annual, yeah. And in English, we spell it ANNUAL in English, annual, right? Also, if you're into flowers, when you go to when you go buy flowers, you have these things called annuals, and you have things that are called perennials. The perennials come up every year, and the annuals just come up once a year, right? So we do use this word in annual, first annual, right? Third annual, 10th annual of whatever we're celebrating, right? Because we're marking that anniversary. Ooh, anniversary, ANNI, right? Anniversary. So that's where we get this year, annual, anniversary. Y'all with me on this? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, we've just made it English. Okay, perfect. Okay. The months of the year. All right. So repasamos. I have another little silly video because you know I like them. Let me get it pulled up here. The sillier, the better for me.
Meses del año. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre.
Muy bien. Okay, clase, let's take a look at my screen. Second. And I have a question for you, okay? And there's no right or wrong answer. It's really more about, let's see if you can remember, okay? or understand. We practice our listening skills, right? That's what all of this is about, listening. And if you can see my Zoom screen, I have the question words up above my head, right? So, clase, ¿cuál es your mes preferido? What am I asking? ¿Cuál es tu mes, let's say, favorito? What do you think I'm asking you?
What's your favorite month?
Absolutely. Perfect. So I'll say it again. ¿Cuál es tu mes favorito or preferido, right? So do you have one? For me, class, para mí, es noviembre, octubre. No, octubre, sí. A mí me gusta más el octubre, right? So for me, clase, es octubre. Okay. Kamura, es septiembre. Marilisa, enero. You like winter? Okay. Clase, tell me in chat. ¿Cuál es tu mes favorito? Octubre, sí. Julio, okay. Marzo, muy bien. Oh, everybody's got one all over the place. See? See? A mí me gusta octubre. See? October, okay. Bueno. Clase, ¿cuándo es tu cumpleaños? ¿O en qué mes? In what month? ¿En qué mes es tu cumpleaños? In what month is your birthday, clase? ¿En qué mes es tu cumpleaños? Febrero, enero, julio. In what month is your birthday, clase? ¿En qué mes or en qué mes es tu cumpleaños? I'm trying to keep it simple here. Muy bien. Aslan, you have a birthday coming up? Muy bien. Muy bien.
It's Saturday.
Saturday. Oh, feliz cumpleaños. Yeah. Enjoy your weekend then. Okay, muy bien. One last question. Are months of the year masculine or feminine? M or F in the chat. Ah, muy bien. See, they're masculine, and the word mess, right, is also masculine. How do we know? Because we have our los or our el. Okay. All right, muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Let's move on. Okay, so we've done those. We want to make sure we have that. Okay, now we get into some tricky stuff. Okay, so please make sure that you can see my screen. So we've talked about days and we've talked about months real quickly. And now we need to look at la fecha. Okay. And so what is a fecha, clase? I'm focused right here. La fecha is the date. Okay. The date. So multiple ways, just like in English, that we can ask, what's the date today, right? We can say, ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? What is the date today? Or, ¿qué fecha es hoy? What's the date today, right? Like, just like in English, you can play with it. There's always multiple ways of asking something or responding, okay? All right, so we have a fake calendar here, and now we know what month this is, right, you guys? So what month is this, clase? ¿Qué mes? Is January.
January.
Very good, yay. Enero, right? That's the goofy one, the one that doesn't, not a cognate, right? Muy bien. All right, so we're going to pretend that it's the 15th of January. Okay, clase? Everybody with me? So somebody says, oh, ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? What is the date today, man? Because I'm really behind on whatever, right? ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Well, tons of ways we can answer. We can answer in a complete sentence. Hoy es domingo, because that's what our calendar here tells us, right? Hoy es domingo, el 15 de enero, right? Very good. Very good, Kamora. Okay, so today is Sunday, the 15th of January. That's like the full-blown response. Okay. Or we could just say it's the 15th of January. Es el 15 de enero. If we're really slangy, like you guys notice that in the backgrounds, right? Sometimes I don't even use this word, right? But the proper grammatical way is to use that word, right? Okay. Another way we could say the same thing, you guys, we could include our word today. Hoy es el 15 de enero, right? So we have all these ways of answering ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? What's the date today? ¿Qué fecha es hoy? Hoy es domingo, based on this calendar. El 15 de enero. So notice we have to say the, right? The 15th of January, just like in English. Y'all with me? Yes? The 15th of January. What you don't see, remember we're looking for differences, is January 15th. Ooh, y'all see what I'm getting at here? Yes? You do not see the month and then the date. You don't see January 15th. No, not day. Day is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Fecha is date. Date. Okay, yep. Okay, good question. Right, you guys? So, important thing to remember, yeah, is that when they give the date, it's always going to be something like this. It's always going to be the number of the day and then the month. Always, always. It's never going to be the other way around. So if it's the 20th, right, then es el 20 enero or el 20 de enero, right? It's always going to be the number before the month. Okay, we don't do that in English all the time. For us, we can say it's January 20th. You cannot say that in Spanish. Okay, now, who cares? Well, here's why. Okay, take a look at our date. If we are writing the date, the rest of the world writes the date the way they speak it. And the way they speak it is the number first. So if our sentence is hoy es el 15 de enero, right? If it's the 15th of January, look at how we write the date. 15 January. Exactly. For us, we put the month first. We would say January 15th. You know why? Because that's how we say it. Everybody with me? Now, it doesn't make any difference if it's like this, if it's the 15th of January, because there is no 15th month. There's only 12 months, right? Okay, follow me. But what if, you guys, we saw, let's just say this. Let's say this was our date. Are you following me here? As Americans, listen, we would read this as what day? 7/6. As Americans, we would read this as what date, I should say. What date? Yeah, we would read it as July 6th. Isn't that right? 7/6 was July 6th. That's how we would read it in English. You guys, we are the only country on the planet that does it that way. You have to know that anywhere else in the world, it's the 7th of June. This is the 7th of June because we have the day, right? And then the month, just like this over here. Y'all with me? Now, why does it matter? Because remember what I said when we first started class. If we're going to play right, in business, et cetera, with the rest of the world, and you have a meeting, somebody sends you an email or somebody sends you a something, and they give you, you say, oh, my meeting is on 7/6. You better be there June 7th, not July 6th. Are you following me? Yes or no? Yep. Because we're the odd man out. Everybody else on the planet does it this way. Okay. All right. Any questions? Okay, so let's finish this up real fast. Mañana es lunes. Tomorrow is Monday, right? If today was Sunday up here, mañana es lunes, el 16 de enero, right? The 16th of January. And of course, we would write that the way we say it, right? We would write that date the way we say it. El 16 enero. Okay, 16/1, and then whatever the date is. Okay, questions, preguntas. Okay, find a way real quick to make sure that you save your guided notes so that we can come back to them. And we're going to come back to them, clase, on what day of the week? How do we say? There you go. What day of the week are we going to come back to those notes and finish this up? Domingo is Sunday. Yeah, very good, you guys. Lunes, el lunes, right? Nos vemos lunes. See you Monday, right? Nos vemos lunes. We'll see each other again on Monday, okay? All right, clase. Buenos dias. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your lunch. Save your notes so we can come back to them. Okay? Adios a todos. Adios. Have a great day. Good job on your quiz.